Many years ago, something marvelous happened in a Baha'i community in Africa, which was made up of very poor people. These Baha'is were longing to proclaim the faith in their town, but did not have the money. Then, at one of their 19-day feasts, someone explained the spiritual nature of giving and how universal participation by the friends in donating to the funds can produce wonderful results. It was mentioned that the guardian had repeatedly told us that if we arise to serve in unity, the supreme concourse will come to our aid and we shall be astonished at the blessings and confirmations that we shall receive. It was also said, so great is the spiritual power generated by the Baha'is when every one of them participates in giving to the funds, that it is better to collect $100 from all the members of a community than to get $1,000 from only 2 or 3 people. The Baha'is of that town had never fully participated in contributing to the funds, but after hearing about the spiritual bounties that result from giving in unity, they decided to try it. That evening, every single member of the community, even the children, put something in their fund box. The treasurer, a man of the world, had not been much impressed by the $100 that could accomplish more than $1,000, and now, having counted the money collected in the box, said with a touch of cynicism, "Everybody in our community has contributed for proclamation, and we have amassed the staggering figure of $3.10. Then he added, "And I don't think we are going to get any kind of proclamation with $3.10. A young boy of 12 or 13 stood up and said to him, "You are only the treasurer. They are the supreme concourse, and if they say we'll get proclamation for $3.10, we'll get it." The community consulted on what they could do with the $3.10 and decided to buy a book for their library. The secretary, who had not read that book, took it with her to read on the bus going home. At one of the bus stops, a man came in dripping with rain and looked around for a seat. There was only one left, the seat beside the secretary. As he sat down, the secretary moved uneasily in her seat, afraid of getting drops of water on her book. Then she got absorbed in reading again. The man sitting beside her was looking at the book through the corner of his eye. Then he asked her, "What are you reading?" The secretary did not like being interrupted. "I'm reading a book," she said. The man was not put off and said, "It looks interesting. May I ask you what kind of book it is?" "If you must know, I'm reading a Baha'i book," she replied impatiently. "You must have heard about the Baha'i Faith, surely?" "No, I have not," he told her, "but I would like to hear about it." Suddenly the secretary realized how rude she had been and immediately changed her attitude. She told him about the Baha'i Faith, about their small community, and how they longed to tell the people of the town about the wonderful message of Baha'u'llah, but could not afford it. He listened to all this with interest. Then he told her that he was the editor of a newspaper. His wife, who usually came to take him home in their car after he had finished work, had telephoned that evening to say one of their children was ill and she could not come to fetch him. So for the first time after some 6 or 7 years, he was riding a bus to go home. And that is how he happened to be sitting next to her. He asked her if he could borrow her book to take home to read. She said he could, and later, when he had returned the book, she introduced him to the Baha'i community. He was much impressed by what he read and touched by the sincerity of the Baha'is, so he decided to help them. This is what he did. He sent a reporter and a photographer to meet with the local spiritual assembly, as a result of which 2 articles about the faith entitled "The New Religion in Town" came out in the newspaper. After this, he wrote a series of 13 articles about the cause, the last of which was Baha'u'llah, the Lord of the Vineyard and the Shepherd of all mankind. He gave the Baha'is the auditorium of the newspaper, a large hall on the 2nd floor in which to hold a proclamation meeting. He sent a reporter and photographer to cover the entire program, which was a grand success. He also arranged for the Baha'is to have 2 radio programs and 2 television shows. If the Baha'i community of that town had to pay for all the proclamation that was done through that one man on the bus, they would have had to pay $15,000. This blessing came to them because they had all unitedly contributed towards the $3.10 they collected for the fund. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe.